And that is how this masterclass was born, because I designed a 5-step program for myself that I also would like to share with you so that you can apply each of these steps into your next presentation. Here we go. So the first step is, I already talked about this a little bit, is being aware of my stories, the stories I tell myself, or as I always like to say, the bullshit stories. Oops, sorry. The bullshit stories I tell myself, the stories that I have created, but that have zero truth if you actually really unpack it. And this is what I would like you to be aware of. So, and maybe if you feel comfortable sharing, because, this is a class on being more visible. So, you may as well start now. Maybe you would like to share what are some of the stories that you tell yourself. And stories can be different things. So, for example, my story was, if I lose credibility as a teacher. Another story that people may tell themselves is, I'm introverted, so I wasn't actually made to be on the spotlight, or I wasn't actually made to give really solid presentations. Other people may say, I have to know everything there is to know, especially for you over-preparers. I have to know everything there is to know before I'm worthy enough of speaking to these people. There's stories that have, either originated from when we were young, or later in life, we decided to tell ourselves these stories relating to you getting up on a stage, or you raising your hand to ask a question. This is an important one. This is for all of you people who just said, I'm afraid I'll forget what I need to say. What a lot of people do when we create a presentation, and also for those of you who over-prepare, by the way, when we create a presentation, we focus on, what am I going to tell people? Yeah, we're focused on what. But what we actually want to focus on is on why. What do we want to accomplish with our presentation? So, for example, my goal for this, or my target for this masterclass that I'm teaching right this moment, is twofold. One, it is for every single person that is in this virtual room right now to walk out feeling empowered and excited about their next presentation. The second goal I have is for some of you, not all of you, but for some of you to sign up for my course that I'm going to start on the 31st of October, because I want to make sure that these courses that I'm teaching in corporate now become available to every single one who is ready to take that next step. Knowing that that's where I'm going, I give myself flexibility on how to get there. There are a million things I could tell you right now that will lead to that same goal. So what I do is I map out I map out chapters. That's all I have fixed. These are like my fixed points. But in between, I can pivot, and I have the freedom. So I don't have to worry, oh, if I just forget this one sentence, then all of a sudden I'm completely lost. Yeah, because what is just a vehicle to get to the target, to get to the why. When you know your why, your what has more impact because you're walking in or towards your purpose. So Sandra, this one's for you, and for everyone else who says, I don't know what to do when I'm panicking, or, get super nervous and I don't know how to sort of quote unquote control the nerves. Here it is. It's the A that stands for accept. And it may be the world's simplest advice, and also the world's most difficult advice at the same time, because we are programmed, when there's a problem, we fix it. So I'm nervous, that's a problem, so we fix it. So that's where the stories come in. Yeah, you have to tell yourself the story that you being nervous or freezing or forgetting what you're going to say or whatever, that's not a problem. That's where it starts. So when you know that there is not a problem, you just accept it. Okay, I'm panicking. That's what it is. Now I'm just going to breathe. And the fact that I'm nervous is completely normal, and it's completely okay. By doing that, by accepting the nerves, by accepting yourself in essence, you let go of the pressure. If you go and like, oh, I'm going to suppress the nerves, stop shaking, or oh, I cannot be blushing, then the nerves are going to go knock even harder, even smack in the door, because it doesn't feel seen or heard. And it's there for a reason, to make you alert. So know that the nerves have a function. Just accept them. Here's one that is one of my favorites, and it's a very important one. Get help. Because if you would have been able to do it on your own, you would have done it already. And by getting help, I don't necessarily mean, oh, you have to get me as a coach, or you have to sign up for my program. No, I mean, you can, but getting help can come in many different forms. Maybe you have this colleague who is really good at giving presentations. Talk to them. Ask them, what's your secret? Would you mind giving me some feedback on my presentation? Would you mind practicing with me? Or you ask your partner, hey, can I practice out loud in front of you before my presentation? And can you give me some feedback? Get a buddy who also maybe finds it challenging to give presentations, and then sit in each other's presentations so that you always have a friendly face to look at. Get help. Don't attempt to do this on your own. I know that we live in a time where we're becoming more and more individualistic, and we think that we have to figure out everything on our own. But don't, because if you would have been able to figure it out on your own, you would have already. The last one. This is one of my favorites. And this is, let me see if you can just see it like this. Envision. Envision. I want you to start envisioning your presentations before you give them. Because when you envision what is going to happen, you almost trick your brain into believing that once you actually get up on that stage, it has already happened before. It is a familiar space, a familiar territory for you. So you'll feel less anxious. So if you have a presentation coming up next week, next month, next year, it doesn't matter. Or if you don't have one coming up, just imagine one. I want you to take a moment and imagine, what does the room look like, potentially? What does the audience look like? Am I holding a microphone, or am I just speaking, or do I have one of these? Just create in your head an image of what that looks like. And you know that if you know how to feel confident, just in general, you'll learn how to feel confident when giving presentations.